name is Ken Haglund, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. We broadcast every Saturday from noon to 1 and talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics, including wellness, health care, elder care, end-of-life care, and of course, the essential caregiver support area. We have another great show for you today. Joining me in studio is Melissa, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. And we're talking about in-home care services and how this fabulous service can benefit both the cared for senior and their caregivers. We'll talk a lot about that today, and there's some important information you really need to know about how to search and find the right in-home care service provider. We are broadcasting live today and are looking forward to answering your questions regarding today's topic on in-home care services. Please feel free to call us anytime during the show at 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. Now, our talented and friendly show producer, Eric Nelson, will be answering the phones today. Thank you, Eric. Or, if you prefer, you can bypass Eric if you're shy and directly text us your questions at 612-999-3426. Once again, 612-999-3426. You can also find the podcast for all of our shows on the AM 950 website by clicking the on-demand button and then clicking on our show logo, Living Healthy and Aging Well. As you know, the purpose of this radio show is to bring you specialists and experts and people with a passion for helping others from across the health and wellness field to provide insights and recommendations on how to navigate the complexities and challenges of managing both you and your family's health and your quality of life. We also focus a lot on our senior population and how we can help you prepare for the various stages of life's transitions. In addition, we provide vital information for the caregivers, and that'll happen today on this show, who are essential in supporting our elder population. I am very grateful for the opportunity each week to discuss these important topics with you, and I am thankful for the tremendous response you have provided to us regarding this unique radio show. Please continue to send us your questions, comments, and suggestions. I really appreciate that to our radio show phone number, which is 612-999-3426. I want to mention this radio program is brought to you in part each week by Minnesota Hospice, an independent, physician-owned medical practice serving local Minnesota communities for over 11 years with innovative and comprehensive end-of-life health care. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice at 952-898-1022 or visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. Well, I want to mention something before we jump into our conversation here on in-home care services. I had the opportunity to meet with Dan Johnson, who is the CEO of Catholic Elder Care Services in Minneapolis, and I had a chance this week to meet with him and tour his campus, and I want to just say what an amazing organization he has there. They have the ability to do complete aging in place. So what that means is they've got fantastic apartments, actually a brand new facility called Windress, and it's all independent living, but it's connected to the campus where they have all kinds of assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing care. It's just a fabulous organization and a great campus located in the northeast part of Minneapolis between University and 8th Avenue. Just a great place. Please feel free to give them a call if you have any questions about elder care. And again, they have the complete continuum of care there. And Dan is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Just amazing the people you meet that are helping support our senior population. But if you want to give them a call with any questions, they are at 612 362-2425. And they just have a great program there for people. So everything from adult daycare, rehabilitation, transitional care, assisted care, just a wonderful organization there. So again, please check them out. They're in Northeast Minneapolis. And thank you, Dan, for giving me a great tour. Appreciate that. All right. Well, let's get into our show today. I am so fortunate to have Melissa here from Home Instead Senior Care. They're located in Burnsville, Minnesota, and we're going to talk about in-home care today. So, Melissa, you're the Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care, and welcome to the show.
Thanks, Ken. It's
Thank
great.
you.
It's great to be here.
Thank you for being here. I sure appreciate that. We, in our hospice profession, we just work with so many organizations, and I know you guys are just one of the top organizations in the South Metro. You've been doing this for several years, but I want to welcome you to the show. And before we begin all this information that we want to get across to our audience, I'd like to get a little bit of a background about you. And how you kind of got into this profession in helping our seniors.
Yes, absolutely. So a little bit about me. I'm Melissa Leick. I'm a caregiver, a wife, a mom, daughter, granddaughter, sister, aunt, and friend to many. I grew up in a small town with deep family roots. My grandpa was a well-known and respected football coach. My mom ran a small restaurant. Growing up, I learned much from both of them about doing good things and that being good people will take you far in life. I learned the importance of really good customer service at a really young age and how good service results in repeat business, relationships, and lifelong friendships. My grandpa set the foundation of working hard every day, putting in extra hours, having a little fun, and instilled the importance of teamwork and being surrounded by really good people. I'm a busy working mom with 3 active children at home. My days start early and late, and as you know in this business, caring for people, our work never ends. Family is the center of my life, both at home and at work. So that's a little about me. Home Instead Senior Care, and how did I get here? 2006 was a life-changing year for me, one that had me thinking, where am I going? What's next? I need more meaning in my life. I need to go home at the end of the day knowing I've made a difference. 2 ladies who have influenced my life greatly, my grandmothers. My grandma Pat was a huge part of my life from birth till the day I said goodbye to her. Pat had a short battle with cancer in January of 2007. She was blessed to have the gift of hospice and to end her journey on earth in the comfort of her home. I learned from our short time with hospice that home care and living out your last days on earth is an option. Soon after her funeral, I saw an ad in the local Apple Valley paper. It read, "Caregiver wanted. Be a companion. Assist the elderly." The ad spoke to me. I called the local Home Instead office, and 12 years later, here I am. In my journey, I started as a caregiver, providing direct work to clients in their home, to my current role as Director of Client Care, where I wear many hats, and continue on my role as caregiver in the work I do with our clients, their families, our caregivers, and the many professionals that I work with in the community. Over my last 12 years at Home Instead Senior Care, my other grandma, Gladys, has played a really important role as I've watched her age in place. Gladys is 89. She's very healthy, living independently in her own home with a broken heart. My grandfather, Max, passed away 19 years ago, and every day since, my grandma has had a broken heart. I've learned from her that family is the best medicine, and a visit from my family can take the pain away and bring much happiness.
That's so true. Boy, we have learned on this show over the last year and a half, as we age, relationships make even more of a difference in the quality of life. And it actually makes a big difference in really how long people live. So that's great to hear, and I appreciate that background. One of the things that we only got a minute left here in this segment, but I wanted to start the conversation about what is senior care, what is in-home care, and just give us a little definition of that here in the last minute, so that we understand what exactly senior care is in the home.
Yeah, so senior care in the home is really any care that is brought in to the home. There's many levels of senior care, which we'll get to. And our specialty at Home Instead, we are a non-medical home care provider, and we'll define that in a few minutes.
For sure. Now, and where home is not just in a residential neighborhood. It can be really anywhere, right, that your client is, or where do you guys prefer to have those settings be?
We define home as where the client calls home.
Okay.
If it's the residential home, assisted living, a care center, their daughter's home, wherever they call home, we can come in and assist.
Okay. Well, it's just like hospice. It's wherever they call home is where we go to serve. So it's all, in a sense, outpatient. It's out there wherever they're at. We'll come to them.
Right.
And I'm seeing that a lot of business with the elderly and the senior population is now getting to the point where they do go out. And it's really a changing model here because people cannot get in to see services anymore. So it's just it's a nice benefit. All right, we're up against the break. The music's cueing us out here. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Melissa Leick, Director of Client Services with Home Instead Senior Care. Please stay with us.
We use technology every day to help manage our lives. Why not use it to help manage your medications? St. Paul Corner Drug offers several free tools to keep you on track while taking your medications. Use our mobile app to quickly order a refill, or the Meds on Q application, which turns your smartphone or tablet into your very own personal medication attendant. Email and text messaging options let you know when your medication is ready for pickup, making efficient use of your time. St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be.
Here's 6 great reasons to join Sitka Salmon Shares. Truly wild, hook and line caught Alaskan fish the way it was meant to be. Community focused, producer owned by our Alaskan fishing families. Exceptional quality, sashimi grade artisan caught fish. Sustainable and traceable, back to the exact boat and fisherman who caught it. Convenient and affordable, delivered directly to your home with delicious recipes and a variety of membership levels, all 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Learn more at sitka-salmonshares.com and use code AM950 when you join.
Did you realize that Drink in the Style is available on iTunes, Google Play, and pretty much every other podcast platform out there? You can listen to past episodes of Drink in the Style, or maybe download our really cool martini glass graphic, or just listen to your favorite episode again and again. But if you do, I need to ask you for a quick favor. Hop online and give us a 5-star rating. It helps others find the show and also boosts my fragile ego. Drink in the Style. It's a great way to kill Sundays, or really anytime at all.
At Mother Earth Gardens, we've been selling heirloom and open-pollinated plants for your backyard homestead since 1994. We research our products and we hand-pick every pot, trellis, and gift. So if you love 50-plus varieties of tomatoes, native planting for pollinators, and a shocking variety of annuals and perennials, make the journey to one of our 2 locations, South Minneapolis across from the Riverview Theater, and Northeast at Stinson and Lowry. Small footprint, surprising selection. MotherEarthGarden.com.
Supporting the best local and independently owned restaurants in the Twin Cities has never been easier. You'll find an expansive list of local dining options at eatlocalminnesota.com, from classic American comfort food to authentic flavors from around the world. Cafe Latte offers made-from-scratch soups, salads, sandwiches, and mouth-watering desserts. Stop in the wine bar and enjoy a unique pizza loaded with fresh vegetables and perfectly roasted meats. Over 30 wines by the glass, Cafe Latte highlights Washington State wines and is the perfect destination for date night or an evening with friends. 850 Grand Avenue, St. Paul. Victor's 1959 Cafe has been serving South Minneapolis traditional Cuban food for over 15 years. Victor's is open for breakfast and lunch daily and now accepts dinner reservations too. Stop in and try the Pollo Tropicale or the Sandwich Cubano, which was featured on Food Network. More at eatlocalminnesota.com.
Welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. My name is Ken Haglund, and joining me today in studio is Melissa Leick, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. We are talking about in-home care services and how this wonderful service can benefit both the cared for senior, but also help support the caregivers as well. Before we get back into the conversation here, I want to mention that this program is brought to you in part each week by the team at Genetic Health RX, who specialize in providing DNA testing to ensure the medications you or your loved one are taking or are planning to take are the best for your unique genetic profile. And these tests will also identify what potentially could be a negative drug side effect or a drug-drug interaction. The team at Genetic Health RX will work with your doctor to create a personalized medication management program by using a simple one-time test that is covered by Medicare and most insurance plans. For more information, please call the team at Genetic Health RX, and their number is 612-991-9930. Once again, 612-991-9930. And one more thing, as I mentioned about the Catholic Elder Care, I may have given out the wrong number at the introduction. The number to reach them is 612-379-1370. Once again, Catholic Elder Care in Northeast Minneapolis, 612-379-1370. Or you can find them at catholiceldercare.org. All right, well, Melissa, let's talk more about in-home senior care. But first of all, let our audience know how they can get in touch with you and your organization if they have more questions about senior in-home care.
Yes, to reach me directly, you can contact me at 952-882-9300. You can also go on our website, www.homeinstead.com. On our website, you can put your zip code in, and that will take you to the local office that would service your area.
Fantastic. And we're going to give out that information after each break and before the end of the show. So in case you missed it, don't worry. We're going to give that back out again here several times during the show. All right. Well, last segment, we were talking about, what is senior in-home care? And there's a lot of confusion about the services that are available. And there's a lot of great services out there, and you guys are one of the best. So it's great to have you on the show here, Melissa, to talk about in-home senior care. But we were talking about, what is the care? And I'm wondering if you could go through and define what some of that care looks like. We've got quite a list of areas that you guys cover. Let's talk about that a little bit here.
Yeah, so when we're talking about home instead senior care, non-medical care,
Right.
Some of the different services that we provide, something as simple as companionship, having someone come in to visit with or check on your mother or your loved one. Companionship is really part of all of our services that we do. Some of the other tasks, light housekeeping, meals, laundry, errands, transportation, personal care services, any hands-on bathing, dressing, transferring, toileting, escort services. We may take a client out and about to an appointment, a doctor appointment, hair appointment, to an outing, out for lunch, things like that. We also do hospice supportive services. Mm-hmm. So we come alongside a team like yours and provide the other side of the services. That said, we also work with the other medical services. They may have PT and OT and those services in, and we complement them. We visit from 3 hours a visit up to continuous 24-hour care. Everything we do is personalized, customized, tailored to each individual client.
Okay.
So we really come up with a care plan reflective to their needs.
So that's a nice thing. It's not just a one-size-fits-all. You guys don't have a template you work off of. You go in there and you meet with probably the caregivers, which may be the children, mm-hmm. and then the senior, and identify what levels of care that they're looking for, but also the frequency of the care,
Right.
the duration of the care. There's a lot of questions to be answered, and we'll talk more about that assessment process. But now let's talk. So these are the services that you guys provide here at a local level in the South Metro area, which is the same area that we cover. But talk about Home Instead really across the country, because this is an international company. You guys are a franchise of a larger organization that does some amazing stuff all over the world.
Correct. So Home Instead Senior Care is a national franchise that was established in 1994. There are over 1,000 offices operating nationally in 12 countries. Here in the state of Minnesota, there are 5 Twin City metro offices. Ours is in Burnsville. There's an office in Edina, Minneapolis, Andover, and St. Paul. Outstate, there are offices in St. Cloud, Brainerd, Duluth, Rochester, and Mankato.
Okay.
So essentially, the whole state of Minnesota is covered. And again, we are a global agency that is growing at a rapid pace.
Oh, I'm sure.
With a population to serve.
Well, that's exactly right. And I've mentioned on the show several times that there's 10,000 people a day retiring in the U.S. alone, and it's we're going to see just major demographic shifts here over the next 10 to 20 years. So services like yours are going to be in strong demand for another generation. Okay, well, but the unique thing, though, that I like about what you guys do is because you have the franchises, you're not trying to be all things to all people all the time. You're focused on your area, the South Metro. You're in Burnsville, but you guys cover from Chaska to Bloomington. I mean, you cover all these areas in the South Metro. So Dakota County, Scott County, Carver County, Rice County, LeSueur County. Right, right. Same areas that we cover as well. And so, but if people don't live in those areas, there's another Home Instead location somewhere else here in the Twin Cities. So it's really nice they can just call or go online and just type in their zip code.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you contact our office, we're quick to uncover where the care need is, and we're quick to pass you over to the appropriate office. All of the Twin City offices work well together. We're very collaborative, and you can expect same service and delivery from each office.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing about having a global organization, you guys have great resources. I was on your website, and there's just a lot of great resources you guys have to help people with understanding what in-home senior care is.
We do. We're very fortunate to have a really great team in Omaha that invests a lot into resources, into education, training for us, office staff, our caregivers. There's a lot of resources available for the caregivers that work for us and for the family caregivers.
Oh, that's
which
fantastic.
I'll share a little bit more of that later.
Yeah, okay. We're up against the break here. I can hear the music queuing in. It's time to take a quick break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Melissa Leick, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. We are talking about in-home care services today and how this service can benefit both the cared for senior and their caregivers. Please stay with us.
Don't be surprised if you hear your name when you walk into St. Paul Corner Drug. Our experienced staff make getting to know you their top priority. Developing a trusting relationship with our patients is the first step in providing personalized care that achieves the best outcomes possible. Make certain all your providers know who you are and what your needs are. It is a vital step in your well-being. Stop by St. Paul Corner Drug today to start a relationship with a staff that cares. St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be.
Are you thinking about buying or selling a house, or just want to know what might be going on with one of your biggest investments? Then why not become a house geek? Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall.
And I'm Chad Vandelat with Bricks Real Estate and the host of the House Geeks Real Estate Show, here with your Market Minute.
5.83 is the average number of showings per week per listing in the median sale price range in the Twin Cities. This is seasonally expected and is a key early indicator of current demand in the marketplace. The median sale price is up over last year, 6.5%, and the 30-year conventional interest rate is at around 4.17%, up slightly over last week.
Conclusion: the market is at its seasonal peak activity and will most likely start to ease back up within 6 to 8 weeks. For buyers, peak activity also means the most new listings are hitting the market. For sellers, now is the time if you still want to be part of the spring market rush. Thinking about making a move? Check us out online anytime at housegeeks.com.
Mother's Day in the Twin Cities means the Mother's Day Buffet at the Park Tavern. On May 12th, treat Mom to herb-crusted beef, broiled cod, honey-glazed ham, eggs Benedict, breakfast and lunch sides, salads, and desserts. Mom even gets a free mimosa and a carnation. Seatings are from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. $21.95 for adults. Seniors are $14.95. Kids are $10.95. 5 and under are free. And don't forget the hour of free bowling with every reservation. On Louisiana Avenue, north of Highway 7 in St. Louis Park, enjoy Mother's Day, Sunday the 12th, with the Park Tavern.
I'm Candy Brothel, publisher of the Twin Cities edition of Natural Awakenings magazine and host of Green Tea Conversations, a news show for people who are on a journey to take responsibility for their health and play a more active role in their family's well-being. Join me every Sunday at 10 a.m. as I interview local experts who share the latest in natural holistic approaches in a fun and informative way. So grab a cup of tea and join the conversation as we awaken to natural health. Visit us at naturaltwincities.com.
Looking to experience the Northwoods and Boundary Waters? Big Bear Lodge is the perfect choice. May and June are a perfect time to spot some moose as well as have great fishing. Mention AM 950 during May and you'll receive 10% off when you book the Dakota Cabin. A cozy cabin perfect for couples or a single person looking to unplug and unwind. Find out more about this great getaway and see their authentic modern woodsy cabins at BigBearLodgeMN.com. That's BigBearLodgeMN.com.
With your AM 950 weather, this is Eric Nelson. Today, cloudy with a high near 64. And tonight, chance of rain with a low around 46. Sunday, partly sunny with a high near 62 and a low around 44. Monday will be sunny with a high of 68 and a low around 51. Tuesday, a chance of thunderstorms with temperatures in the 70s. AM 950 is brought to you by Eat Local Minnesota. Break away from the usual and find a list of one-of-a-kind local restaurants at eatlocalminnesota.com. From elegant to casual, exotic to comfort food, they've got everything and more. Find the full list of incredible nearby restaurants at eatlocalminnesota.com.
Welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. My name is Ken Haglund, and joining me today in studio is Melissa Leick, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. We're talking about in-home care services and how this amazing service can be a great benefit, not only for the cared for senior, but also for the caregivers. And we're going to talk a bit about that this segment here. But before we do that, Melissa, let's let our audience know how they can get in touch with you and your organization if they have any questions about in-home senior care.
Yep, I can be reached directly at 952-882-9300, or you can go on the web and check out our website at www.homeinstead.com. On the web, you can plug your zip code in, and that will take you to the local office that services your area.
All right. That's great. And we are taking questions today. So if people have any questions about this, please feel free to give us a call. And the radio station number for that is 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205, or you can text us at the radio show phone, which is 612-999-3426. All right. Well, we talked about what is senior care, and we've also talked about what types of services that you guys offer. I wanted to talk a little bit about what is the process. So someone says, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned that mom or dad is not taking care of themselves, or there's maybe some fall concerns, or just that they're doing well. And a lot of times the kids, have jobs, they have children, they have a lot of things going on, and so tell us, kind of walk us through the process of when they make a call to you, what's that process will look like.
Yeah, so it starts with that initial phone call to our office to get information. And it's usually followed with, the questions of how much do you cost and what's your minimums and things like that. So again, it really starts with the conversation where we visit about the needs, and ultimately we want to meet with you. So we will set up time to do a consultation. It's complimentary, no cost, no obligation. We'll come out, meet with you wherever appropriate in the community. If it's at home or the hospital or long-term care center, the home instead office, really, again, wherever convenient, and start that process. So we will come out, meet with you, ask a bunch of questions, share all of our information about who we are and what we do, from services that we provide to how we hire our caregivers, how we screen, train, all of that with caregivers, how billing works. How's this all going to roll out? So we'll go over that with you. At that point, you say, yep, we want to move forward. Let's get a care plan in place. We will customize and create a care plan reflective of your parents' needs. So again, we can set that up all in the consultation, or we can step out and let you guys think about it. Think about what you need and go from there.
Well, and what I found is that people don't plan very well. A lot of times for elder care issues, whether it's advanced directives or it's financial planning to take care of these type of services. A lot of people mistakenly think that Medicare will take care of all this, or their health insurance, and that's not true. So we'll talk a little bit about the financing side here in a minute. But I did want to talk about, you'd mentioned cost and minimums. Could you define that a little bit further as to, you guys charge by the hour, by the day, and then you say minimums, that's minimum care time, right, on a per visit basis?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So with our office in Burnsville, rates start at $33 per hour. We do have a 3-hour per visit minimum and a 6-hour per week minimum. We can do that in 2 visits. We can do that in 1 visit, but 6 hours is the bare minimum. We can schedule as much as needed, up to continuous 24-hour care. And a little disclaimer that rates will vary from office to office, but generally are similar.
Yeah. And it's important that people understand, too, how the minimums work, so they can work with you guys as you develop that customized care plan on what they're trying to solve there. They're trying to give, let's say, a full-time caregiver some respite, give them a break. And so you come in for 3 hours. It allows that person to go grocery shopping or get their hair done or socialize with friends. But you guys will work with them to develop how that should be best implemented for their situation.
Absolutely. So we'll work with them on, days preferred and mornings, afternoon, evenings preference.
Okay.
So yes, we kind of work both ways and make it as easy as possible for the family.
Yeah, one of the things that we at the hospice organization is people will look at that we're available 24/7, and they think that means that we'll just be there 24/7, which is not the case. We're available to answer questions, available to help support, available to make a visit, but we can't be there 24/7. Where you guys in the in-home care services actually do have that availability. You can, if someone needs 24-hour care or companionship, you can provide that.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yep. And we will come on side with your agency, with any hospice agency.
Right.
We partner with you. We complement any other services that are in place and really do what you can't do.
Right. And it's not just for people in a residential home. They can be in assisted living, skilled nursing. They can be anywhere. And you guys can help provide complementary or supportive services for that.
Correct.
Let's talk about the caregivers themselves. I know you guys are very big about doing background checks and making sure they're properly screened. And could you give us a little background on how you guys select the caregivers and then how you match them with the client?
Yeah, of course. So the caregiver screening process, very selective on caregivers that we hire at home instead. We fully screen, we background check, we drug test, we do all of our training in-house, and then, we make the matches based on their availability, the client's needs, and then any connections that we can make. We know that Sally likes to bake, and we know that Patty needs a baker. So the whole scheduling process it's a little bit of a puzzle, but our caregivers are really special people, and we do a pretty good job of making the match.
Yeah.
And then once we start services, we do an introduction. So a caregiver is going to always go out with someone from our office staff, which I think helps both the client and the caregiver. We make the introduction really comfortable for everybody and make sure everyone's comfortable before we leave.
Yeah. Well, and these relationships are very powerful. I mean, these become really part of the family because people are coming into your home, spending time there, and doing all sorts of things that we have talked about. They'll cook meals, they'll do some laundry, they'll clean up. And those are things that are really important to keep a home safe, good hygiene, making sure that the person being cared for is comfortable. And I tell you, the peace of mind that gives to the children is just phenomenal. I mean, they actually can not worry. They can go to work or they can go do what their life calls for, and really know that their loved one's being taken care of.
And I hear that all the time. Two simple words: thank you. My mom was very well cared for.
Yeah.
Often I hear her caregiver's part of our family. She's my sister. It really is a special relationship, a special bond, and ultimately at the end of our time, we hope to be an extension of the family.
Yeah, I think that's really the key here, and that's why these. I know you guys are like us at Minnesota Hospice. We're a community-focused organization. We just serve in a small area, so that there is that connection, as well as the response times. But that is really an important element, and I know that people have. Even at end of life, in obituaries, they've mentioned, thank you so much for the organizations that have provided that care, because it is really amazing how when you guys come in, and it can relieve the caregiving burden from a loved one, whether it be a spouse or a child. What sometimes happens, they become a caregiver, and they lose the identity of that wife or the husband or the child, the daughter or the son, because they're caregiving. They're taking on this task, and that's fine. That's great to do, but you still want to have that parent-child or spouse relationship that sometimes takes a back seat. And when you guys come in, that can take a front seat perspective again. I think that's a huge thing that you need to make sure that people know, that that's a great benefit to the caregiver, not just to the cared for senior.
Yeah. So not only can we take some work maybe off their plate, we can take some pressure off their plate, and
Right.
they can return as a spouse or as a child or, an adult daughter that is stressed trying to navigate her mom's care and be her caregiver and work and take care of her own kids. We come in, we take a little off her plate, and she can come enjoy lunch with her mom. She can take her mom out to get her nails. They can have that relationship and that time that was spent doing little things that we can do for her.
So let me ask this too. We only have a couple of minutes left in this segment, but do you guys ever get involved with helping pay bills or doing some of these other daily tasks that sometimes people just aren't equipped to handle, or they're not able to do it as well as they used to be able to do it?
With bill paying, sometimes, and sometimes it's more just making sure that the check is right and it's mailed on time. A lot of times they already have maybe electronic payments or things like that set up. The other thing that we might do is we might help sort mail for that adult kid who's going to come over. We sort what they need and what's junk, and go from there.
Yeah. So really, you're really there acting as just a great helper, and you guys can do really anything to help make sure that senior is cared for and that they've got companionship, because isolation and loneliness and boredom are the three things that just are the worst things for people that are home alone or that are by themselves for a period of time. So that companionship is really important.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just an extra set of eyes in the home, an extra set of hands in the home, and safety. Safety and companionship are two big things that you mentioned.
Yeah. And one of the things is that having that respite care, having that ability to let that caregiver take a break is so valuable. We're getting up to the end of the show, or end of this segment here. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Melissa Leick, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. We are talking today about in-home care services and how this wonderful service can benefit both the cared for senior and their caregivers. Please stay with us.
Tom Hartman here, letting you know how you can go solar with All Energy Solar, even way up north in Minnesota. Lots of people ask them, isn't Minnesota too cloudy for solar? No. The truth? For one thing, Minneapolis gets nearly as much sun each year as Houston, Texas. But it isn't just about how much sun you get. It's also about having access to great local incentive programs that make solar affordable. Learn what your options are to save with solar and visit allenergysolar.com today.
The Minneapolis Farmers Market has the best selection of plants for your gardens, the freshest produce, meats, and farmstead goods. You'll find meat vendors, some homestead vendors, and greenhouse vendors in the early part of spring. Plus, there will be fresh produce when the weather gets warmer. The Hennepin County Government Center Market is open Tuesdays, the Nicollet Mall Market is open on Thursdays, and the 312 East Lindell Market is open daily from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. More details at mplsfarmersmarket.com.
Native Roots Radio is proud to announce we've added an extra hour.
Yeah, Chushke, 1 hour goes by too fast.
That's right, Uncle Curtis.
I'll have extra time to share important information about our secret animals.
And report national and native news from all over the country and Canada.
This new hour is sponsored by Robbins Kaplan LLP, dedicated to redefining excellence for high-stakes litigation representation in Indian country.
We are awake.
This is Ellie Krug from Ellie 2.0 Radio on Mondays from 7 to 8 a.m. Many listeners know that I founded Human Inspiration Works, LLC, which trains on human inclusivity and on how to be welcoming to diverse humans. Today, organizations of all sizes find that they need to train team members on diversity and inclusion. I can do that. Many say that my trainings change the way they see the world. I'd love to help make your organization more welcoming. For more information, go to humaninspirationworks.com. Thank you.
Mark your calendars to attend the second annual Powderhorn Shark Tank Small Business Competition for makers, hustlers, and entrepreneurs, Saturday, May 18th at 10 a.m. As one of the Twin Cities' most refreshing and authentic community-centered small business competitions, this event will feature live pitches from 13 finalists who offer a wide range of products and services. 6 winners will be chosen by a phenomenal panel of judges and will receive thousands of dollars in cash prizes. Held in the heart of South Minneapolis at the Powderhorn Recreation Center, located at 3400 South 15th Avenue. This is a family-friendly event you don't want to miss. The Powderhorn Park Neighborhood Association is the proud host of this event, which is made possible in part by the generous support of several lead sponsors, including U.S. Bank, the Seward Community Co-op, and the Midtown Global Market. Learn more at www.ppna.org. See you all on May 18th.
All right, welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. And today we're talking about your loved one's life, if you're a caregiver. And we are having a great time here with Melissa Leick from Home Instead Senior Care. She's the Director of Client Care. And I asked her off the air, I said, what does that mean? And she said, everything. She does everything. So if you have any questions for her, please give her a call, because she's been doing this for a long time and she knows what people need. And Melissa, why don't you give us the contact information to get a hold of you and your organization.
Yep, so I can be reached by phone at 952-882-9300 and on the web, www.homeinstead.com.
All right, and there's more than just you guys out there doing in-home care services, and I know you guys do such great work out there. You've got a great process for identifying caregivers and getting them trained. You do that all in-house, which is really nice. What other areas that make your service a little bit more unique than maybe other in-home care providers?
Yep, so a big question is cost, and with cost, we bill by the hour and only by the hour. So your charges are only the hours that we are scheduled. There's no additional monthly monitoring. There's no nurse visits. There's no client care visits. No additional billing, which again, I know at the end of the day, cost is a big deal. So that's one. Two, our caregivers, they're the secret to our sauce. They are the heartbeat of our business, and they are amazing people.
Well, and we should mention in this last segment that you guys are always looking for people that have a calling for caregiving. Why don't you talk a little bit about maybe the recruiting process or the process you guys look for to find those right people that may be interested in being a part of Home Instead?
Yes, so caring for seniors, it's really a labor of love, and it requires a special person with just the right touch. We hire from the heart, and we train the fundamentals of the rest. So we are always hiring. We are looking for that special person who's looking for a very rewarding job.
Well, and it is a lot of meaningfulness when you get a chance to spend time with these amazing people that have lived these amazing lives and get a chance to spend time. You can really get some great insight into what they've done. The seniors that are being cared for love that companionship, that a person can just sit there. We have a lot of volunteers that help us out in the hospice side, and they're just so valuable to be able to sit there and just have conversations. They really enjoy that.
It's very special work. Even myself, every day I learn from our seniors. They are a wealth of information, and they often sometimes can tell me how to do my job as well.
Right.
So
right. They have an opinion, and they can be very prescriptive at times too, which is great. But I also want to talk a bit about when you guys start working with a family and taking care of somebody. Does the plan of care change over time as a person changes, or what would I think you guys have been taking care of people for sometimes years, right?
Yeah, and I say the plan of care sometimes changes by the day. I can write a care plan, and it changes tomorrow, and that's life, and that's our aging population. So yes, we make a lot of changes as we go, and that's in regards to schedule, regards to their care needs. They may start with minimal services and need additional services.
Okay.
They may be hospitalized and come home and need more care. So yes, we have a strong hand on the pulse, and in the home, we're aware of what's going on, and we make changes as needed.
Yeah. Well, I think the nice thing too is that as a third party or an independent look at what's going on, since you guys see things every day, it gives some insight then to the family. Hey, we're picking up that there's some balance concerns here, or we're seeing some things that maybe the family isn't seeing, or they're not aware of how to identify those type of things. That can be very helpful in identifying disease progression or maybe medication issues that are happening. So that's a great benefit as well of having somebody in there on a frequent, regular basis.
Yeah, and in that case, we can also be a resource to maybe make a PT referral if we've noticed some balance history or if we've noticed some fall history. It also might be a different conversation that we're having, like a hospice.
Right, yep.
Consult.
Yeah, no, and it's a great working with people like yourselves in the elder care area. We're so networked with each other in trying to help provide those services for our seniors. Last couple of minutes here, I just wanted to talk about the financing side. that your organization it's a private pay, so people can't get confused. This is not a Medicare benefit. It's private pay, or if they have a long-term care policy, which is insurance for caregiving, whether it's in-home or in a facility. So those are the two primary ways that people would pay for the service.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So primary is private pay, and then, like you said, long-term care if they have a home care benefit written in their policy.
Right.
So if you have a long-term care policy, we encourage you to pull it out, look at it, find out what it's written for, call your rep, get a full breakdown of what is your in-home care benefit. Is it an hourly benefit? Is it a day? Is it a lump sum?
Yeah.
So, we encourage you to contact your long-term care and go from there.
Yeah, if you don't have it, you should consider it, because statistics show that over 65, 50% of the people will have some type of need. And once you hit 85, it's like 75% of the time you're going to need something. So this is something that we all are going to experience, and it makes sense to start planning for that financially before you're going to need it. Well, we are at the end of the show, Melissa. Didn't that go by fast?
It did. It did.
There are so many things we could talk about. We have papers all over the desk here that we would love to get to at some point. So I'll have to have you back on the show if you want, and we can talk more about some of the considerations for in-home care services.
I would love to come back.
All right. Fantastic. Well, good. Well, this will do it for today's show. We're wrapping things up, and if you have any questions, please feel free to text us at 612-999-3426, and we'll answer that question next time we're on the air. But I want to thank Melissa Leick, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. We've been talking about in-home care services and how this tremendous service can benefit both the cared-for senior and their caregivers. Melissa, do you want to give us one more shot at the information about how to get a hold of you and your organization?
Yep, I can be reached directly at 952-882-9300 or on the web at www.homeinstead.com.
Fantastic. Thanks again for being on the show, Melissa. We hope you've enjoyed today's show. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation, or let us know of topics you would like for us to discuss on future shows. You can reach us by phone or text at 612-999-3426. Please join us again next Saturday at noon for another live broadcast. And thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, live well.